Okay, let me ask a question.
Even though,
I'm sorry, Viz. Let me ask a question to you all as men. Do you all think that you've not just been like socially conditioned not to cry and repress your emotions, but would you agree that that's a lot of the reason why a lot of men are depressed or emotionally incapacitated or available because you all have been taught for so long not to cry, not to show emotions, to do it under certain conditions. I just worry about you all like that. Am I correct or am I wrong?
well,
No, I
that's
think we've been
100%
shown.
a factor. I mean, if we literally just listen to Bo say what it is that she said, regardless if I spilt the milk or regardless if it was somebody else's fault, if I want to weep and cry about a situation that I'm feeling and going through, I should be able to do that regardless. I should be able to feel comfortable enough to do that with the woman that I'm with. There shouldn't be any type of conditions that would be placed on that whatsoever. If this was some random ass person, then maybe okay. I could kind of see that. If this is the situation that we're talking about now, where he got on a platform where he was around other men, in which we're talking, in which we're telling men to do. If you want to, if you want to be able to express yourself around other men, you should be able to do that, right? But the issue is that he did it publicly because it's on camera, right? That's one part of the issue. But the other part of the issue is that one, this man can't do it in front of other men. He can't do it where it's public to be able to show other men that, hey, it's okay for you to express these emotions and these feelings. And then we just heard both say that, nigga, you got one time, one opportunity. You got half a day. You got 30 minutes, my nigga, to get over that shit. You know what I'm saying? And
so
keep
you
it
just gonna keep misrepresenting me. That's
Absolutely.
exactly what you're gonna do. Okay. You know what? That's fine. It only takes one interaction
Bo, let me finish.
to make me understand who you are. It's fine. We good.
Bo, I'm telling you that's what all of the men heard you say. Even Miss Pearl heard you say that. Everybody heard you say that.
Miss Pearl didn't say that she heard that.
She did say that she heard that because she didn't answer the question that I asked her
because
she knew that would answer the question.
Wait, is it crack? Tell me. Hold on. Wait a minute, Mike. Is it crack? Is it crack?
Oh shit!
Do we need to get you a hearing aid? Because you ain't heard nothing like that.
It's not crack. I had 2 old fashions before I jumped on.
Jesus, no, it's crack.
To my point.
What are we doing here?
Now, to my point. All that I'm saying is that if men are hearing these very 3 points of where we can't have this conversation and show emotions without being judged, without being minimized, whatever the case may be, without it being addressed or validated, then absolutely, there's what space do we have to have that conversation aside from it being in private? Because then that's the only time that we can be able to do it. I think that's I think if we're talking from an emotionally mature perspective, especially with women saying that they are as emotionally mature as they are, it shouldn't matter. We should be able to have this space wherever it is that we are and not lose any sight of respect at all. But that's not the case.
Viz, I disagree with you. I think that for one, don't stop listening to women, right? Nobody should be listening to women when they say stuff like that. Just let it go in one ear and out the other. But this whole idea, like I hear like so many men saying, oh, we can't cry, we can't do this, we can't do that. Like, who's telling you this shit? Like, if somebody hurts you, you can say like, yo, that shit hurt me. Does that look soft when I just said that? You can just say shit without crying or without, weeping and all that type of stuff. Like, you can say how you feel, right? You can express how you feel. I don't understand. I get it. Like, I tell my son, like, don't cry sometimes. But if my son asks me, Dad, can men ever cry? Yeah. If somebody died, something like that, I'll give them the reasons. But like, this idea that like that your woman is supposed to feel comfortable with you crying all the time. No, it's a limit to that shit. It's a limit. Like, nigga, it's a limit before you just like, oh, this nigga's soft. Like, she's supposed to look at you different at a certain period of time. She's not saying that you can't never cry, but if you crying too much, it is biz. It is what it is. We're men. They are women. We're different. It's different. If your woman is as honest with you about certain things, you're gonna be like, what? Bitch, I'm leaving you. Why you just tell me that shit? Why you tell me about what you did in college? Like, what? No, I'm out, right? Because it's double standards. Like you can't cry as much as she can cry in front of you, but it's some shit that better not ever come out of her fucking mouth around you. That she can't be her, she can't fully confide in you all the time about everything. Some shit she got to tell a girl.
But isn't that a problem though, Mont? That there's limits?
It ain't no problem. That's the reality. Y'all upset at the reality.
Right, but my point is that if we're talking about, and this especially, and I agree with you, right? Men shouldn't listen to women to an extent as far as with being a man. But if the conversation is solely based off of emotional maturity, right? There shouldn't be a man versus woman in the conversation of having emotional maturity. If you really are emotionally
mature,
say it again.
You think women are emotionally mature?
Fuck no. Fuck no. Absolutely
why
not.
Are we listening to them?
Hey,
They're not emotionally mature. Most of them are not emotionally mature.
Right, but that's my point though. If we're going to have this conversation about emotional maturity, then we should be able to have this conversation across the board. There shouldn't be a limit or a limit. There shouldn't be a limitation or, oh, you can only do it for this long, or you can only do it one time, or any conditions placed on it. That's not emotional maturity.
I think it is. I think emotional maturity is the ability to control yourself and control the way that your emotions manifest, right? You're going to feel how you feel. You're going to have emotions, right? Just because I'm upset at you don't mean I should be, screaming at you across the screen right now, right? That's emotional maturity. Emotional maturity is like a second ago, Bo displayed the opposite of emotional maturity when you said something and you misquoted her, and she did kind of get upset and she did attack you. She lashed out a little bit, right? When she should have just said, you know what? I didn't say that, Viz. I'd like to correct you, right? She should have just said that, but that was an example of her not being emotionally mature in that moment. Yeah. So I don't think emotionally mature necessarily mean that you can express all of your emotions and they can manifest in whatever way they're going to manifest, and you can cry as much as you want. There's no limit. I don't believe in that. I think men should be stoic. I do think men are allowed to cry, but it's a limit to that shit. Get the fuck up. Come on.
I think
I agree with that 100%.
Pearl would respond to that emotional mature.
Go ahead.
I was only going to say the other side of the coin, which I think kind of connects with what Viz is saying. Is like, outside of emotional maturity and awareness of yourself, you have to be able to recognize when other people emotions probably don't align or they don't necessarily respond the way that you do. I think he's saying that there's a lack of consideration.
That's emotional maturity
outlet. Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with both of y'all. So I see both sides. I'm not picking or choosing.
Yeah,
you could just see both perspectives.